Hello everyone, I'm back with another Reddit Addicts episode. If you find my videos entertaining, please kindly subscribe and like them. Thanks to everyone for your suggestions and kind notes. Now, let's get started with today's exciting stories.
My 24M girlfriend 23F just broke up with me because of her work friends. I have been with my girlfriend, Kate, exclusively for 5 years but on and off for 2 years before. A lot of my first happened with her. We went to each other's prom/school dances. We supported each other through tough times. I know Kate is out of my league and I did all I could to make her feel safe and secure. I'm in love with her and wanted a future with her. I went off to college and got a double major and Kate went into cosmetology school. We were planning to move in with each other in a few months and talked about marriage and children. For the last couple of months, she kept making comments like, "My coworkers keep asking why I'm with you. Coworker name, thinks that you're not in my league. My coworkers want me to hang out with them and meet new people." Every time I would ask Kate what she thought. She always said that she loves me and ignores the comments. Tells them to stop. But they kept saying these comments made by her coworkers. We always had open communication. Talked things out. We haven't had any major issues. We argue over little things such as movies and TV/anime shows, food, etc. We don't hide anything. These comments started when she got the job at that salon. She works with all women. She did not cheat or anything. No emotional affairs. No hiding locations. No secret social media. The other night we had a nice date. Had a good after date. When I dropped her off at her place, she commented that she was having doubts about our relationship and wanted to break up. I was super confused and didn't say anything. I slowly walked away. I know it was because of her coworkers. The comments they were making and pushing her to leave me. She said so in a message. Less than 4 hours later she started calling me and texting me saying she was sorry, didn't mean it, that she loves me, and she was stupid for what she said/listening to her new friends. She was going to quit and find a different job. Stop talking to her friends/coworkers. I have not responded to anyone. I'm conflicted. I love her. I have a ring being made for her. Money saved for a house for both of us. We share 85% of our friend groups. The rest are from our jobs. Most of our shared friends have now heard about the breakup and seem just as confused as I am. From some of the messages I have received, it looks like she told them the truth. That her coworkers started to give her insecurities about our relationship and she stupidly went with it. Her parents tried to reach out to me asking what happened. We are very close. I have been radio silent. Luckily, I can work remotely. I left my apartment yesterday with my laptop and found a nice place with good internet to still do my job. I feel lost. I don't know what I did. I don't know how to feel. I need advice and suggestions. TLDR. My longtime girlfriend just broke up with me because her coworkers thought I'm not good enough for her. Quick update. After I posted, my boss sent me an urgent message asking if we could do a Zoom meeting. I accepted. When his picture came up, there were 2 cops behind him. Apparently, someone, they wouldn't name, asked them to do a wellness check on me. They tried my apartment and no one was there. Then my work. I was not there. My boss knew I was actively working remotely and called me. I had to explain I was alright, just had my phone off due to drama. I'm also supposed to go to her parents' house tonight. Update 2. We did not have a meeting last night. I rescheduled it for tonight, Friday. Life also has a way of kicking you when you are down. As I was going through my missed calls last night, I got a voicemail saying that my ring would be ready to pick up today, Friday. I also want to apologize for spelling and grammar mistakes. I have not been in my right mind the last few days. Thanks for all the feedback. I will probably update tomorrow or Sunday. Update. My longtime girlfriend just broke up with me because of her coworkers. They thought I'm not good enough and out of her league. Thanks for the messages and comments. It has been an emotionally draining few days. On Friday, I cleared all my voicemail and texts. I ended up with 61 missed calls, 4 from the police, 14 voicemails, and 417 text messages. I sent a generalized message to those who reached out stating that I was okay and safe, as well as need time and space while I work out some personal issues. I picked up the ring since it was already paid for, then put it in the box I made for it. I did go to her parents' house. As soon as I pulled up, Kate opened the door and ran out. She had been crying. Went to give me a hug. I accepted, but it wasn't how I usually hug. She then tried to kiss me. I moved my head and backed up. We went in and sat down. We sat for about 10 minutes, not saying anything. She started crying and said she was sorry. I just responded with okay. I asked her what she told everyone. She said the truth. I asked her why the cops were called to check on me. She explained that she didn't call them. After our friends found out, they tried reaching out. After none of them had heard from me in over 24 hours, they decided to call in the wellness check. Kate used the word catatonic to describe me while / after I walked away. I took a bunch of the questions you guys posted. I asked her why did she break up with me. She didn't give me a straight answer. Something about people at work constantly talking bad about me and playing on her insecurities. I asked her why she kept letting that happen and not put a stop to it by setting clear boundaries. She said that she tried and it would work for a day but would go back the next. I asked if she saw value in me as a person or in our relationship. She said that she does in both. I asked why would she break up over something a random stranger said about me. She said she was sorry and it was a dumb mistake. Paraphrasing. I asked how did they know about me or our relationship and how much did you / they talked about me. The ladies at the salon overheard Kate talk to some of our friends or customers while she was working about me. Things we did like dates, birthday parties, etc. Did she believe her coworkers were right? She said no. I then followed up with why. She said again she did not know. I asked her if there was someone else. She immediately said no. She has never cheated or been tempted to. She offered me her phone, which I declined. I then told her how I felt. Sorry isn't enough. If she wants this relationship, she needs to prove it to me. I didn't care that her coworkers kept talking about us. It's that you listened. It isn't what they said that hurts, it's the fact that you kept listening to it and repeated it back to me. She didn't try hard enough to stop them. It makes me feel like she had to feel the same way to an extent. That is what hurt and damaged the relationship. That her insecurities are what broke my trust. I will now always think that this might happen again. She will run off at the next opportunity. She asked why I just talked away. I told her that at that moment. Just 2 sentences broke me and made me rethink my life up to that point and the future I was planning with us together. I was growing and making moves for that future. She started crying harder. I felt bad. The next thing I did I regret. I asked her if she knew I was going to propose soon. She said no. I pulled out and showed her the box. I made the box as well. It has 2 buttons, one that says yes, and one that says no. It has lights that say, "Will you be my life partner?" I set it on the table and pressed yes. The box opened and she started to cry even harder. The ring has both of our birthstones that form the shape of a completed heart with small diamonds surrounding it. Laser engraved initials and date of our anniversary. I had it made so that it could be added onto when we had kids. Her parents were there but were more just to make sure things kept civil. Her mom was crying and her dad looked pissed but not at me. They both made comments about the ring/box. I told her that the future I had planned was not going to happen anymore. We need to give each other space. At least 3 months of no communication. We need to take a step back and look at who we are and what we want moving forward. After that, we will see where we are at. But this is on my terms and timeline. I can't return the ring, so I don't know what to do with it. Might end up just giving it to her if things don't work out. After 3 months or longer. She said that most of our shared friends told her off and blocked her. Her parents are pissed and her little sister hasn't talked to her since the first night. I said I'm sorry, but actions have consequences. I wished her the best. Thanked her parents for all they have done for me and hugged them. I knocked on her little sister's door. I have known her all of her life. Thanked her as well. Hugged her and left. I have 4 months left on my lease. I'm thinking of possibly moving when it expires. Tonight I'm hanging out with a good friend, Mr. Johnny Walker, just for tonight. I will get my life going again tomorrow. I don't know if there will be another update or not. Now for the next story. My wife recently confessed to cheating on me and had an abortion before our wedding 6 years ago. My wife, 37F, and I, 35M, met 10 years ago. We dated for 3 years before we got engaged for 1 year. We have 3-year-old twin girls. I can say we have a great marriage. Last week her brothers and sisters and their spouses came to visit. It had been long since we saw them, and the slightest chance they got they came to see us. Honestly, we had a good time catching up. We talked and chatted about different topics. Then the topic of infidelity came up. Her cousin had been cheated on by his wife, and we were talking how the guy was suffering and how horrible it is for him and how infidelity affects the BS and etc. As the conversation was going on, I noticed my wife seemed distracted, like she was trying to forget some suppressed memories. She seemed not wanting to be involved in the conversation. And she kept excusing herself to get more drinks, to go to the bathroom, to check on the kids and etc. After my in-laws left, I confronted her. And that's when she told me that she has something to tell me. She sat me down and warned me what I was about to hear was going to be hurtful. She then went ahead to tell me that she had sex with her boss several times 2 months before our wedding and 3 weeks before I came back from a work trip abroad. She said before I left for my trip, we were not on good terms. That's true. 1 week before the trip we had one huge argument which turned into a small fight. And at some point I had started withdrawing emotionally. Then this guy came and pushed the right buttons and worked his way into my then fiancé's pants. She vented to him about the struggles in our relationship, and he was there to support her emotionally. I can remember this time that the calls and the video chats had reduced. And when we talked it didn't last long as before, but I didn't much into it. They hooked up at his place, and even at our apartment and on our bed. This guy was married and he had 3 kids and was about 20 years old than my wife. She told me that their affair lasted 6 weeks out of the 4 months I was away for work. Then when she caught this guy was also sleeping with other women, she ended it. And that's when she realized she had been played by this guy. She felt ashamed and hated herself that she had fallen for a player. A few days after she had ended her affair, she discovered she was pregnant. She knew the AP would not support her, and if I discovered that she was pregnant, I would leave her and her family would disown her, especially her father. So she decided to terminate the pregnancy. I remember her calling me crying and confessing her love for me and asking me whether I will ever leave her. Then she started blowing up my phone with love messages telling me she couldn't wait to see me and everything. Before she finished her confession, both of us were in tears. But rage and anger were eating me from inside, and I was trying really hard not to tell or break anything. She then went ahead to swear that she has never cheated on me during our marriage and that she has always wanted to confess but didn't know how to do that. She said that when the conversation of her cousins came up, all the guilt came back in full force and hit her hard. That the memories she had tried to suppress were eating her up. I don't know what to do. I love my wife very much, and I say that I have been happily married for those 6 years and I don't want to lose anything right now. Not my girls, not my wife, not my house. But I don't know how to get over this. It has been 2 days since her confession, and honestly the only thing that keeps me moving is my 2 daughters. I'm trying to be strong for them, but I feel like losing my mind and going insane. Everything seems fake and like a lie. I have been sleeping in my car even though we have a spare bedroom. And I have started smoking again. And am trying to avoid my wife and as much as possible and ignoring anything that comes out of her mouth. I can't even look at her in the eyes. Am lost. Any advice is appreciated, please.
We hope you enjoyed this story. Thanks for watching and hope to see you in the next video. And before you go, please be sure to subscribe for more.